Bianca, how many relationships have you been in?
Let's count. Let's see.
Actually, this is the only one.
Do you want me to lie?
4 or 5 relationships, yeah.
I think like officially 2. In legal terms, I could say I've been in 2 relationships before this one.
Because I don't really count like that one guy I dated in middle school for a week and we went to the movie theater.
How long did that?
It varies from like a year to like a year, so about a year.
One was like a year and the other one was like 5.5.
2 and 3 years.
4.5 years?
7 years.
It's been long, 8 years.
We were together for 10 years.
Oh man. My longest relationship has been like maybe 4 months.
Depending on who you speak to, it can be a long time.
What makes you fall out of love?
Oh. Oh wow, that's hard. That's a difficult question.
Oh, I have to like revisit this. I have to like go back to that place.
Yo, let me tell you about it right now.
If the other person treats me like shit, that's the only time I'll ever really fall out of love. And
I needed consistency. I needed for them to show up, and they didn't show up. Instead, they kept letting me down and disappointing me.
I thought it was gonna be done because
There were compatibility issues from the beginning.
We had been on and off again, like breaking up all the time.
Yeah, mostly compatibility issues.
If you can't continue to like grow together.
When someone doesn't compromise.
I didn't want to like tell them about all the small details of my life every day anymore.
Like maybe like not having sex anymore. That was a big thing too.
The way he looked at me, I could tell that that's not how you look at someone you love.
At a certain point, you realize you're not really meant for that other person and you for them.
His happiness matters more to me than anything right now. Realizing that my happiness matters more than theirs.
not communicate. Communicate, #1, man. So the guys tell people, like if that doesn't work, that's the next person. And when it's gone, it's gone. You learn from it and you grow, that's it.
Because I fell out of love with myself, I kind of fell out of love with the whole relationship.
If there's no sense of respect for my family, then I really tend to kind of pull away and say, okay, this is probably not a good relationship.
I think he just fit into that mold, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. I think it was probably something more what my parents wanted.
A weight is lifted from you and you feel free, and that's how you know that the relationship was dragging you down.
After 6 months, she still thinks that like I don't express myself to her, I don't communicate myself to her, even though, you know, I've been going through a lot to like give her that.
I was madly in love with my ex. You know, we found out we were pregnant, but I was already in love with my baby. And at some point I had to kind of choose between one or the other.
And he wasn't supportive of quite a lot of the things that I wanted to do in my life.
My love for my baby was much stronger than the relationship that I was in.
I caught him lying. I came back from a week trip in Texas and his phone went up and it was a phone number I've never seen before.
I actually had like his location on iMessage, so I would like check it because I didn't believe him. And I usually would never like do this because I would always believe he was at work or wherever he said he was.
You up? It's always the you up in the middle of the night and you're, oh, how old are we?
Didn't believe him. I checked and he was not at work and he said he was.
I woke his ass up and kicked him out of my apartment ASAP.
He asked me to house another girl in my house at the same time that I had offered a helping hand. That's where I draw the line.
I don't think you ever really fall out of love. I think you still love the person very, very much. It's just that it wasn't meant to be.
Like for my mom, for her it's like needs over love. Like that man has to be able to earn tons of income, be able to support the entire family.
When I was talking about my plans to move to New York City, she said that she would move to the city for me. And I think I can't be the reason for someone to change their life completely like that.
I think it's a really shitty feeling to be in bed with someone and they're a foot away from you and you can touch them, but you kind of don't know what's going on in their mind and you don't know what's happening between you two. Feeling lonely with someone next to you is probably the shittiest feeling in the world.
Ultimately, a realization that you do have to make yourself a priority and you can't give everything of yourself to the other person without receiving anything in return.
I mean, it was going great.
But
over time,
people just grow apart. No matter what, no matter how hard you try, like maybe you're just not the right person to give this person, you know, what she needs. So